have to accomplish?
I have a lot to accomplish. I don't have anything to prove.
And what a Sunday it was for Steph Curry down in the ATL, Atlanta, Georgia, in the All-Star game. I know he didn't win the MVP because Giannis goes 16 for 16. How can you not give him the Kobe Bryant MVP All-Star trophy? But Steph Curry, 28 points, 8 3-pointers, one off the record by Paul George, and a three-point shootout. Three-point shootout, as you mentioned, Mully, on the last shot here with the money ball against Mike Conley Jr. An iconic performance. And as you mentioned, Mully, and I want to get Darrell's thoughts on the three-point shootout because he did participate in it, but he started off slow in the second round, missed 4 shots from the corner, and then he got rolling, D, right? Yeah. He got rolling.
He got hot, and for someone that's done this competition before, it's always good to get hot later on because when I started, I made my first few, and then I got cold. So I knew exactly what Steph was going to do, is get hot, and that's exactly what he did, and he won it in fashion.
Well, Darrell and Bonte, it's all relative. Because him being hot, he's making them all. Him being cold, he misses 2 or 3. But it was a dazzling performance. It really was. You know, going in, he was clearly the best shooter.
Right.
What's really cool is after missing basically all of last year and coming back without Clay and all the question marks, can he reach that MVP level again? I think he's done that and then some. He's gone beyond that. And that was a culmination this weekend to let everybody know, the fans, his opponents, and his teammates, I'm back. I'm at MVP form.
And Mike Conley Jr. pushed him to the limit there when in that last money ball where he needed the money ball to win it. His second three-point shootout victory back in 2015. He won his first. And this time around, fellas, he dedicated it to his brother, Klay Thompson, saying, this is for you, my fellow Splash brother. I'm bringing it back to the Bay. And that's what Steph Curry did. Then you look at the All-Star game an hour later, and he came out hot in the All-Star game. And at halftime, Mully, I thought, man, my man's going to win the three-point shootout and the MVP trophy. But Giannis, you can't not give it to him going 16 for 16. But Curry, very efficient in that game. I know, the alley-oop right there.
Yeah, that was nice.
Fresh leg.
You got the 3 right. What about the 3 right here?
That was nasty.
I mean, it was an incredible performance. And Bonte, the only reason he didn't get MVP, and some people still thought he should have, was Giannis' 16 for 16, which is a record in the All-Star game. But the deep threes, the walk-off 3 in the corner, the alley-oop dunk.
Right.
He just put on a show. He really did. And it was really cool, too. I love the way he and Lillard, you know, kind of traded off each other. Lillard hit one from half court.
Right. He ended the game from half court. Your boy.
Yeah, it's crazy to see because they all had this conversation in the comments on Instagram before the season, like, hey, when we play against each other, let's see who could take the first shot from half court. So to see them get that done in the All-Star game and put on that show, I just loved everybody's face when Steph was making those threes. They zoom in on the bench and everybody's just like, wow, he's really out here. It's a video game.
Right, it is a video game.
And the other thing that really comes through with these All-Star players, obviously their preparation and the way they take care of their bodies and, of course, their talent, but the joy and passion they play with, right? Some of those guys had some reservations about should they play or not, but once that game started, they were out there just having fun.
They had a lot of fun catching the alley-oop for Chris Paul later on. Chris Paul, I think, on the next possession, caught the alley-oop as well. He didn't get up as high as Steph Curry, but it was impressive to see the guards go up and go get it there and get some slam dunks during the All-Star game. And by the way, LeBron and Steph Curry playing for the first time in the All-Star game together, playing for the first time together, period. They share some love on Twitter. LeBron James saying he finally got a chance to share the floor with Steph. Well overdue, and I loved every single second of it. Hashtag greatest shooter of all time. Steph Curry saying, much love, bro. Hashtag Team LeBron with the W while we at it. Hashtag Akron Airborne to Save Hospital in Akron, Ohio. And here, look, a lot of people are saying, man, the rivalry, man. Is there still a rivalry here? It's like the Bloods and Crips down in L.A. uniting, baby. Steph Curry and LeBron James saying, you know what? We're calling a truce. We're all good in the hood. Just like the Bloods and Crips down in L.A., Durant. That's your hometown, man. You know all about that.
Hilarious.
A lot of love on Twitter between the two. And LeBron didn't play much in that All-Star game, but you saw the love, as you both mentioned here. Dame Lillard shared some tweets with Steph Curry and then LeBron James. And it was fun to see LeBron play with Steph Curry and LeBron throwing up the threes whenever Steph Curry shot and hit a three-pointer.
Well, if we know anything about LeBron, obviously he's one of the greatest players of all time. But the other thing, he's a very smart businessman.
Yes.
And he separates basketball from business. So when he was the captain of that team, he was picking the team to win.
Yep.
Not necessarily his friends. And he had Steph Curry. And the other thing he'll learn, and these guys have tremendous respect for each other, but it's always nicer to play with the other great players.
Right.
You have them on your
Right.
side. It's always better.
Right. No doubt.
He's going to be, well, I won't say a GM or anything like that. He's probably going to be an owner one day, and I'm pretty sure he's going to have some type of control over who he wants to pick. But, you know, to see these superstars come together and team up is special to me, you know, just to see them go out there for a game and just have fun because, you know, I'm pretty sure Steph and LeBron will never, ever play on the same team other than the All-Star game. So that was pretty cool to see all those guys come together and cheer for each other.
Yeah, Jokic was on that squad as well. Dame Lillard, Oakland's own, playing with Steph Curry. That was a lot of fun here. But I was watching the All-Star game on Sunday, and I'm watching the pregame show. Kenny Smith, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Dwayne Wade. And Willie, we know Dwayne Wade is really close with Darrell Wright. Played together down in Miami, won a championship. And I'm like, did D Wade steal my guy's fashion sense here?
Man.
Like, look at the turtleneck. I'm going with Darrell Wright on who wore it better, Mully. Come on, man. Dwayne Wade got all that money, got 3 rings to Darrell's 1, and he wants to bite his fashion sense, man. What's up?
I got to agree. The right way.
D Wade, baby.
D Wade
Come
was the
on.
wrong way.
Hey, that's a fact, man. Hey, big bro, man, just call me next time, man. I get you right.
Some fashion tips.
He didn't text you nothing?
Nah, he didn't text me or nothing, man.
Oh,
Come
he
on,
big timed you, man, in the ATL?
took the whole swag, but it's all good. It's my guy.
That was a lot of fun. I'm going with D Wright as well, Bully, on the turtleneck wear. Teach us how to wear a turtleneck. Right?
I got you, man. No
you got me
problem,
all right, man. Let's get to a news alert here with James Wiseman. As we heard last night that he missed out on his COVID test during the break. There was doubt on whether he would play tonight against the LA Clippers. Well, he's been cleared to play tonight against the LA Clippers. He passed the COVID test. He tested negative here. So that is big-time news for the Golden State Warriors to have James Wiseman in the lineup tonight against the LA Clippers. He will not get to start, but having him in this lineup against a team like the Clippers and that firepower that he brings to Rel is good news for the Golden State Warriors.
It's definitely good news. I'm happy he'd be out there. You know, it's the second half of the season. I want to see him make those strides of being a great player that we all know he can be. But he's going to be big tonight out there with this great team, a team that's trying to make a push to the final. So it's definitely going to be good to see him out there getting those reps in.
And this will be a learning experience for James Wiseman. This is a tough season for all the players and staff with the protocols, but you have to stick to it. That's part of being a professional. So this is one of those instances similar to if you win a game but don't play well, you can still learn lessons. So he's not going to be penalized, but he needs to get back on track with the protocols and be a pro.
As a GM, coach, would you have maybe sat him down and say, you know what, we're going to sit you out for this game? Or do you just talk to him on the side and say, look, you're going to play this, but don't let it happen again?
Yeah, no, I think playing him is the right thing to do. And it's probably more of a league issue, right? Because the league dictates all the protocols. But like I said, it's similar to you can win a game, but still learn lessons. You don't always have to learn lessons in losses. So he's able to play tonight, but he does have to change his habits.
No doubt. James Wiseman averaging nearly 12 points a game and 6 rebounds. But look, earlier this week, the NBA announced its finalists for the NBA or the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. And look who's a finalist.
Yes,
Mully's guy, Tim Hardaway Sr. This could be the year he finally gets inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame.
We had Tim on about a month ago, right? And I was really excited for him to become a finalist again. And I do believe this is the right time. Tim's earned it. And when we spoke to him, I talked about, you know, a lot of people just assume he's in the Hall of Fame. And that's sometimes why guys don't get in. People just assume they're in and they kind of get passed over. So keeping it in the media, keeping it alive. His career speaks for itself. He's up there with all the great point guards of all time. I had the pleasure of playing with Tim for 8 years. One of the most dynamic, courageous, toughest players of his generation. And all the guys that he played against, they'll tell you, he was as tough as anyone to play, to guard. You couldn't post him up. And well, you know him from Miami. And he was the heart and soul of our team. And I've compared him a lot to Draymond.
Yep.
He was really a pleasure to play with, one of my best friends. And I almost don't want to jinx it. I'm just kind of keep my fingers crossed because he deserves it. And I can't wait to join him and watch his speech. And, you know, like I said, it's just a well-deserved honor for him.
Definitely it is. I'm happy for him. You know, like Mully said, I spent a lot of time hanging around Tim down in Miami. Great guy. So I think this is going to be his time and his moment. He deserves it. So looking forward to seeing him be one of those finalists for sure.
Michael Cooper, Chris Webber, Chris Bosh, Paul Pierce, Marcus Johnson, the old Milwaukee
Strong
Bucks,
class.
original
Yeah, strong
forward,
class.
and Ben Wallace as finalists here. Tim Hardaway Sr., hopefully he goes to the Hall of Fame, as well as getting his number retired here at Chase Center as they go to... Welcome back to Sportsnet Central Warriors Edition, presented by Comcast Business, as we take a look at the Western Conference standings and the Warriors with that 3-game losing streak. Boy, they're in 10th place right now. The Memphis Grizzlies coming up. They're starting to play some good basketball. Mavericks, you see, getting hot. San Antonio, we'll see what happens with them after they cut LaMarcus Aldridge last night. I think we could all agree that the fit wasn't there with San Antonio with Aldridge and Coach Popovich. Actually played a bit better without LaMarcus Aldridge. So the Western Conference, it is a gauntlet, so it's imperative that the Warriors get on track there. And we got a new segment here, Hang Up and Listen. Now, I got to talk to our crack staff about those photos there. You got your boy looking busted here, man. What happened to the line in here, Bully and D, right? Hey, man, come on now. But we're going to take some calls because a lot of callers out there, Bully and D, right? We all know that I work at 95.7 The Game in the morning roast with Joe Shasky and Kate Scott. By the way, we'll talk about Kate Scott a little bit later. But we got a lot of people that like to call into the show. And they have their suggestions. They're GMs. They think they're GMs. Twitter GMs, as you know. All these, Darrell, you know all about it. So we're going to take some calls here on Sportsnet Central and get some suggestions about what the Warriors should do here moving forward in the second half of the season. So let's start with Mark in New York. Mark in New York. I don't think he's in Brooklyn.
What part of New York?
Capitol Hill, Bed-Stuy, I don't know, the Bronx. I don't know.
Big difference.
Let's hear from Mark here. Mark's got some suggestions on what the Warriors could do here in the second half of the season. Mark, what's up, man? You're on Hang Up and Listen.
Hey, Bonte. First time, long time. I got to talk about this guy, Steve Kerr. I mean, what's up with this guy? This guy said he was not going to chase wins. Are you kidding me? Chasing wins should be his middle name. See, this is what happens when you rode the coattails of Michael Jordan, Tim Duncan, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant. You think you could just say these things like not chasing wins. You should be chasing every win in the book. What is going on with this guy? I'll take my answer off the air.
Man, it sounds like Mark in New York needs a Xanax, man. What's up with your boy, Bully?
Mark, chill out, man. Relax. It's all semantics. He's trying to break down what Steve was saying. We're not going to overwork Steph. That's really where it came from Steph's minutes, right? That they're going to be disciplined. And he's played him extra minutes when they needed a win. So Mark, he must be from upstate, man.
Darrell, he's wilding, man.
He's definitely wilding. Sounds like he's on a Boost Mobile, but I can barely hear you, Mark, in New York. That's first off. But second, don't overreact, Mark.
And by the way, you could tell at the end there about the Chicago Bulls. He's still bitter because the Bulls own the Knicks.
They do. That is true.
So that's your fault, Mark.
Another bitter New York fan. Shocker. Let's go out to Josie in Castro Valley. Josie, what up? You're on Hang Up and Listen.
First-time caller, long-time listener. I want to know why Jeremy Lin has not been called up yet. Brad Wanamaker has not played well all season, and I know for a fact that Jay Lin can help provide a much-needed spark. Don't you think it's time Chase Center experienced a little bit of Lin sanity? I'll hang up and listen now.
I don't know, Darrell. Jalen, he had a nice bubble, but defensively looked like a liability. What do you think about Jeremy Lin being called up to the big boy team?
Well, I think he'd be called up at some point, maybe if he continued to get better. I know he got hurt at the end of the bubble, so it's kind of a hard one to say because, you know, Brad Wanamaker has been around, you know, the last few years. He's a little bit younger, so it's kind of hard. It's like when you look at the rosters, like who does he come and replace? So that's a hard one right there for me.
Yeah, you've got young players you want to develop. You got Jordan Poole, Nico Mannion. If there are minutes available, you're going to go to those guys that you've already invested in. So Jeremy Lin's had a really good career. And he's not just available for the Warriors.
Right.
Anyone in the NBA can pick him up.
Yeah. All right, let's go out to Jimmy in the East Bay. Jimmy in the East Bay, you're on Hang Up and Listen. What's happening?
Hey, Bonte, it's me, Jimmy East Bay. I'm calling because I'm worried the Warriors aren't going to make a move at the trade deadline. We got to add another piece. The championship window is closing. Steph's not getting any younger. We got to make some moves. I don't care if you trade Jimmy Wiseman. I don't care if you trade the first-round pick. I need to compete for another championship. Who are we going to get? I'll take my answer off the air.
Jimmy in the East Bay wants a full-blown blow-up at the trade deadline, and he wants the Warriors to go chase a championship now. That's probably why it's good Jimmy's not a GM, right, Bully?
Championship this year?
Yeah.
No.
He said James Wiseman. You got to trade Wiseman, man, in the picks.
No, James Wiseman is not going anywhere. The pick's not going anywhere. And this year, the Warriors are not winning a championship.
Right.
But you know what acquisition they have coming in the offseason?
Klay Thompson.
Yes, sir.
That's the best acquisition they can get if they searched high and wide.
Right. I would look at this year as being a development year, you know, still trying to get in the playoffs, still trying to get reps under for the younger players, but I'm not trading anybody, especially not no James Wiseman right now.
A development year.
Right.
And for my man Mark in New York, and we're chasing wins in the second half. Okay, Mark? Right.
He got under your skin, man. That's a boy from
Tell
New York,
Thibodeau
man.
to chase wins,
All
man.
right, man.
All right.
Let's go down to Burlingame, man. Tony B in Burlingame. What's happening, Tony B? You're on Hang Up and Listen.
Hey, guys. Lifelong Warriors fan here. Molly, I got your autographs to J.C. Penney and Sarah Monty in like 96. I rocked the crew cut until 4th grade, and then I discovered girls. Anyway, what's the deal with Wiseman? Are they going to play him or what? The season's a wash anyway. Give the Rook some minutes. We're waiting on Klay to come back. Let's take the training wheels off for the second half so he can contribute next season. What do you guys think? I'll take your answer off the air. And put Hardaway in the Hall of Fame.
Tony's my guy, man. Tony's my guy.
The crew cut,
Hey,
the crew cut got
the
you.
crew cut, the gel, Wiseman more minutes, Tim Hardaway in the Hall of Fame. Tony, you're my guy. I'm in.
You can't flush him, Darrell.
Nah, I'm rolling with Tony. I like everything he said. I wish I could have pulled off Mully Cut back in the day, too.
Yeah, I tried to box cut, man. You see my big head, man? You saw the intro, man. I can't pull that off. That's why it's the Mully, man. Mully with the crew cut. Thanks to all the callers here on Hang Up and Listen. Speaking of Hang Up and Listen, let's hear from Bob Myers, who was on the midday show yesterday on 95.7 The Game, and he had this to say about James Wiseman.
You have this insatiable appetite to see him play 48 minutes, and then you have the responsibility to win. And that again is the challenge. It's easy, you know. You often see this with quarterbacks that are drafted high, and it's kind of like throw him out there. And then some people say, no, he's got to study under this guy, and you know you're trying to win. And the different thing for us is usually a team that is planning on being in the playoffs and has those aspirations doesn't draft a number 2 player in the draft. That's the kind of anomaly of this thing. And so for Steve and his staff, it's a challenge. It's threading that needle of let's throw him out there. I want to see him as much as you guys do.
What you think about what the GM and president of basketball operations of the Warriors, Bob Myers, had to say there about Wiseman?
It is a delicate balance of being competitive and trying to win each and every game and developing these young players. The thing with Wiseman is, from what I've seen, is he can do more. He has more to give to this team. He's played really well. He's 12 points a game, 6 rebounds. He's blocking shots. I think he's got to get his perimeter defense, the defensive strategies that they're employing, whether it's downing it, you know, or blitzing the pick and roll and coming over from the weak side. So he's got some work to do defensively, like all young players do. But I think this second half we will see him more. And I think it's also important that he earns those minutes.
Yep.
You just don't say you're going to play 28 minutes no matter what. He's got to also earn those, not only from Steve Kerr and his staff, but from his teammates, Darrell.
And I love what you just said, Mully, earn them, you know, and that's something that's kind of a lost art now. Guys just get handed things, and I love what, you know, he has to, you know, figure it out, learn the terminology, learn positioning, learn how to be a professional every single day, and I'm pretty sure as the season goes on, especially the second half, he'll get more minutes, and he'll seize those moments when he gets those opportunities. But earning those minutes every single day, not only in the game, in practice as well.
Yeah, we'll see more of James Wiseman hopefully tonight. And I like what you guys said about earning those minutes. And